Welcome to Knightline Live. It is Monday. It's 7 p.m. I'm Jerry Middleton. Along with me, as usual, is Rick Fletcher. And Rick, in those great words of Ed Sullivan, we've got a really big shoe tonight.
We do. We got a great show. So first of all, you have to mention who our sponsor is, all right?
Well, our sponsor is Astral Industries up in Lynn. If you're looking for a part-time job or maybe a full-time position, go see our friends up at Astral Industries in Lynn and tell them you saw it here on Knightline Live.
All right. What do we have tonight? I think we have a great show. Of course, I say that every week. We always have a good show.
Every show's better than the other one.
It is. So we try to top last week's show. Tonight we're going to have a couple young kids from the archery team are going to be here. Jerry, you and I love the archery program.
Yeah.
We've talked about that a lot here. My humble opinion, and we'll get into this a little bit, but it's just Brian Richmond and his whole crew. They run a great program. They win, which I think is a part of that, but I don't think that's the whole thing. It just gives kids a place to go. If you're not a football player or a basketball, you can compete. All right, and that's what it is. It's a great place to go and compete, and I love that program. I don't know how many kids. We'll ask the people, the youngsters who are here tonight, how many kids are participating. But I've heard 60 to 70 when you include the middle school. And whenever somebody can put that crew together like that, we're interested in that.
That's good numbers right there.
Yeah. So we'll get into archery, and we'll talk to these young man and a young woman, and we're going to look forward to that. Girls basketball season continues.
Is underway. 4 games in already.
Yeah, it's really boy. The seasons are going fast.
Yes,
here.
they do.
So they had a couple games last week. So we'll get into that. We'll break them down, and the ever popular Don
Beatty
he's
coming in.
Well, last year Don took over as boys basketball analyst.
Yep.
Okay, he's a great analyst. The reason is, I think, he's a coach.
Yeah, he's a coach.
And that's really who you want in these analyst positions, is a guy who knows the game inside and out. He can tell you what's going on in a huddle because he's been there.
Yeah.
Okay, so he gives really good insight, and we really appreciate that. So we're going to have a fairly lengthy segment with Don. We'll talk about boys basketball, which starts next week.
Yeah. We need to also ask him, what does he feel about this conference change?
Oh yeah, that'll be an excellent.
Because this is everything. His daughters have played basketball, and daughter that golfed, and a son played basketball. 2 sons played basketball.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what his feel is on that.
Well, what will be? He's originally from Winchester. He's a Winchester High School graduate. Winchester's staying in the Tri-Eastern Conference, so that'll be an interesting take there.
Yes,
Don.
I agree.
So we'll look forward to Don. Let's start off. How do we normally do this, Jerry?
Well,
NFL update.
NFL update. The Colts, well, they didn't win, they didn't lose, but they didn't play.
They didn't play. Now, what's interesting about the Colts, is they're going to go to Kansas City this weekend. And, big game.
Yep.
Big game for both teams, because the Colts are actually shooting for that number 1 seed. They're in a good spot where they could actually be that number 1 seed. Number 1 seed's important because you get the week off while everybody else is playing. And so they're in a good spot to get that number 1 seed. I believe they're the number 2 seed right now. So they're tied with Denver and the Patriots. For that, they're all vying for that number 1 seed at the moment. That could change, obviously, but big game for them. So they want to keep on winning, and they're going to Kansas City now. Kansas City's only 5-5 this year.
Well, and Kansas City is on life support.
Well, they a
loss to the Colts would be life support.
Yeah,
we better get the paddles out.
You know how they go. We go through the NFL season, and if the playoffs were today,
Yeah.
Well, that's becoming more important because we're getting deeper into the season.
Yeah.
And right now, the Kansas City Chiefs are out of the playoffs, along with the Baltimore Ravens, two teams you think are going to be there. So. If you're the Chiefs, they're kind of in desperate mode right now, and that's where the Colts are going to go. Colts would love to knock them off and knock them out,
Yep.
or be one of those, give them a little push out the door if they can. So a big game for the Colts coming up, and now you got the Bengals. Boy, opposite directions, I tell you, for the Bengals. And the funny thing is. The Bengals probably have, with T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, best receiving core,
But
the top two.
They don't. But when you lose your franchise,
Yeah.
you're in trouble.
Well, part of the problem with the Bengals has been defense this year. Giving games up at the end, and I guess you can't spit at other players because Jamar Chase has been suspended for a game.
And should be.
Well, it's dumb.
Anywhere else in the world, that's assault.
Yeah. So he's suspended for the game on Sunday. Unfortunate for the Bengals, but they're kind of fading from the pack at this point here. Apparently, Joe Burrow's going to come back, but. Is it going to be too late for the Bengals? Bears pull another one out again. Boy, they're 7-3.
Well, the rumor has it Mike Ditka was watching the game. That the Bears are getting help from everywhere now.
Yeah. Honestly, they're 7-3. I don't. There's some Bear fans out there. I'm not seeing I don't see it. But hey, if you're 7-3, they're leading their division.
It's Bears football. They're beating people.
All you got to do is win. There's no style points in the NFL.
That's right.
You win by 1, you win by 4 touchdowns. A win is a win is a win. That's all they care about. There's not style points. They go by wins and losses. So right now they're winning, and they're winning on last-second field goals and things like that. Kind of like the Denver Broncos. I don't know how many games they've won by a last-second field goal, but. And then, of course, we have to talk about America's team, my New England Patriots. Now the Cowboys, they are so irrelevant now. I mean, come on. The New England Patriots are 9-2. They are also vying for that number 1 seed. As a Patriot fan, and it's well documented. You watch things. Boy, this team is good, but you kind of hope it doesn't fall off the edge. All right, and boy, it hasn't yet. They're going to go to Cincinnati to play the Bengals this weekend, and I'm going to go. My son Nathan is coming with me, so the Knights Broadcasting Network will be represented at Paycor Stadium or whatever they're calling it.
We should have got you a field pass.
Yeah. Oh, that would have been awesome.
Yeah, we'll have to check on that if we can do that.
Yeah, let's do it before Sunday. So the Pats are going there. I'm looking forward to going to the game. All right, that's our NFL update. You're only going to get at one place. That's in the Knights Broadcasting Network, Jerry. All right, what are we talking about here?
Girls basketball is underway.
Yeah.
They're sitting at 2-2.
2-1.
2-1.
Yeah, they won. They beat Adams Central. They lost to Yorktown.
Yeah,
and they
then
beat
won back to
Franklin County.
So they're 2-1. At Yorktown, they got beaten overtime.
Yeah.
Had an opportunity to win the game in regulation. Missed a shot. And then we went in overtime. Couple turnovers.
Yeah, there was an issue there with turnovers and shooting.
3-point shooting was atrocious.
Yeah.
1 of 20, I believe.
Well, stuff happens, okay? That for every once in a while. Now, they've got some players on that team that can put up the 3. We've seen it in their whole careers. But every once in a while, you go cold from 3. It's almost like it affects the whole team. It's like a virus. It comes in and affects your whole team. But they took Yorktown to overtime. They lost the game. And early in the season, you can overcome that. They're
Yep.
not in your conference. They're not in your sectional. They're a different conference, different class actually altogether. It's not season ending. Then on Saturday we had that noontime start for the JV contest with Franklin County, and the girls came out with a win. What do we got to say about that game, Jerry?
Well, I'll tell you, in that game, the Knights shot better from 3.
Mm-hmm.
They limited their turnovers quite a bit.
Yeah.
And so with that, the only thing that was really strange about that game, the Knights jump out to a 17-point lead.
Yeah.
And then it was the Wildcats chipped away at it.
Well, they got it in the fourth quarter, late in the fourth quarter, they got it back down to 1 point.
Yeah.
And the thing about that game that stuck out to me was that second quarter.
Absolutely.
That the second team came in, and they came out with energy and defense, and I'm talking about specifically, you had Macy Oler, Sammy Kircher, Jaden Hildebrand came in and was a lot of contribution. Kendall Patterson comes in on that second unit. They came out with a lot of energy because you had Carrie Gammon and Kenzie. They got a couple quick fouls there, and so they had to basically didn't play in the second quarter. Carrie came in for a few offensive possessions, but Cody had to put him on the bench to save him for the second half. An awesome play by that second team, and that's what you're looking for from your second teamers there.
You want to bring people, if people didn't care about the bench players, the stat of how many bench points scored would never be kept.
Right. Yeah.
So they came out and did a fantastic job. And after that first quarter, the Knights fouling was, I'll say it, non-existent.
Yeah, or back to more normal.
Back to normal.
Yeah.
3-4 fouls in a period, not four or five fouls in the first 3 minutes.
Yeah. But really, the exciting thing for me was that I love seeing that when the second teamers come in and they provide a spark. It was awesome to see. It actually catapulted them to about a 10 or 12 point halftime lead. Not exactly sure what it was, but they were down after the first quarter, brought them into at least a lead going into half, and tells you how important those second.
Well, I'll tell you, the other thing that was amazing was it was a good crowd.
Yeah, for a Saturday afternoon.
The band was there.
Yeah, I hope the band is at every girls' home game.
The cheerleaders were there.
The whole squad.
And it was just a good time.
It was a good atmosphere. And and the band, shout out to the band. All right, we have to give that crew right there. They were great, Jerry.
Absolutely.
And when your band is there, it's a whole different ball game. All right, so I hope they come to every home game, girls and boys. I'm a big proponent of that.
Yep.
I've said that over the years. So really like to see them there. Caleb, if you're listening, if you're watching, if someone tells you to watch this, you're doing a great job. Keep it up. And the band was fantastic. So a lot of love for the band.
A lot of love for the band out there. And I think you had an opportunity to talk to some, we had some Subway players of the game. Our first ones of the basketball season.
Yeah, that was Jaden Hildebrand and Sammy Kircher. They were our Subway players of the game. Two of those players that we mentioned in that second quarter spurt that the Knights had, they were right in the middle of that. So, Aiden, let's go to that and see what Jaden and Sammy had to say. Our Subway players of the game are Jaden Hildebrand and, everybody knows Slam and Sammy Kircher over there. We'll get to her in a second. So, Jaden, I want to talk to you first. In that first half, we had Carrie and Kenzie were on the bench. You come in, do a tremendous job. What was your thought process as you're coming off the bench, getting in the game?
I think our team just needed a lot of hustle and effort, and I knew I could be that for the team. So I tried to put in as much effort for them as I could.
And you most certainly did, and that was a big spot for our team. We extended our lead in that second quarter too. All right, Sammy, again. That second quarter, Jerry and I were talking upstairs. That second unit provided that spark. So talk about that And, your part in that, you came in and all you did was rebounds and shots and doing everything you normally do. So talk about that right there.
I mean, that's what we do most in practice. He yells at us for that, so.
Simple as that, isn't
yeah,
it? That's what
had to go in and do that.
Yeah. All right. So you guys have a big game coming up. You got Oldenburg Academy. They're a good school. What are your thoughts on that, Jaden?
I think we're going to be prepared. After this game, I know what we have to work on, and Cody's going to, make sure we're really prepared for it.
Yeah, let me ask you, Sammy, were you worried at the end there? You guys were up big. They brought it back to within one at one point.
Yeah.
Was there any worry on the bench, or talk about that?
No, I think we were all pretty confident that our team could pull it out and win.
All right. Well, congratulations. You guys are our first Subway players of the game. Hopefully we'll see you back up here again.
Thank you.
All right. That's been Jaden Hildebrand and slamming Sammy Kirch. She's not going to give up that. I got to say that, slamming Sammy. All right. Sammy Kircher, they are your Subway players of the game.
Well, it's always good seeing Hildebrand and slamming Sammy Kircher.
Slamming Sammy. That nickname's going to stick for her.
Yeah.
But, with Jaden, somebody like Jaden, hopefully this will give her confidence.
Yeah.
Confidence is a big thing for these young athletes, and hopefully that will give her some confidence. But she can come off the bench and play like that. That's another chip in the
Oh,
night.
yes. It's somebody else that you can go to if you have to.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
coming up tomorrow night, we got basketball for you. Girls basketball's Oldenburg Academy from down around Batesville comes in.
Good
And
team coming in here tomorrow
Yeah,
night.
and if you just hear the name, you go, "Who's that?" I'm gonna tell you what. You need to get out to the game,
Yeah.
or you need to watch, because they're a good team. They're coached by a good coach, Dave Disbro, and he knows what he's doing. And he's like the Tom Izzo of girls basketball.
Yeah, so that'll be a great game.
Yes.
Get out and see that. You can watch the replay later. We'll
Yep.
have that on the Knights Broadcasting Network. Jerry and Brian Maurer will be with you tomorrow
Yes.
night. He'll be analyzing that game. But get out, support these girls, get out to the ball game, get in the gym, and watch the replay later.
And Friday, they travel to Union City for the first Tri-Eastern Conference. Well, it'd be their last trip to Union City in the TEC.
Yeah.
So get up there and watch them. That's a 6 o'clock tip up there for the JV. And with that being said, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to have some archery on the Knights Broadcasting Network. At Kate's Family Eye Care, we value a family-friendly atmosphere, offering high-quality eye exams. Our expert staff utilizes the latest techniques in eye care. We have a large selection of affordable glasses that are unique to our area. We are proud supporters of the Northeastern Knights and wish all the teams the best of luck.
Go Knights!
When the professional's vehicle gets sick, they go to All Around Auto Repair and Sales, located in Fountain City. Their SAE certified technicians work on foreign, domestic, and those fun diesels. Work van not feeling good? Or maybe the family car? And don't forget about the Weekend Warrior. Go to All Around Auto, 408 US 27 Fountain City. It's good medicine for your car.
Looking for some good local barbecue? Well, look no further, because Ann and the Pigs has arrived. We got tips, ribs, chicken, and our fan favorite pulled pork sundae. You hungry yet? Well, check out our website at annandthepigs.com to find out where our truck is located next. And if you miss our truck, don't worry, you can cater with us year-round by using our website as well. Ann and the Pigs, bringing tasty where it's needed.
Do you have a big event coming up soon? Dejo Photos has you covered. Check us out on Facebook. We are professional photographers who strive to capture all of your special moments, such as family portraits, senior photos, live action sports, graduations, and so much more. If you don't think photos are important, wait until they are all you have left. Contact us via email at info@dejophotos.com or call us at 765-277-0047. Dejo Photos, capturing memories one photo at a time.
From our trucks to their lunch trays, to your local hospital, to your favorite pub, and to your kitchen table. For more than 60 years, Dot Foods and Dot Transportation have been stocking the shelves of your hometown. Sure, we've grown a lot, but at our core, we're still small-town, family-run businesses that care about our communities and the people who keep us running. Join the Dot family today and be part of something bigger.
Being aligned with the Better Homes and Gardens brand brings with it a unique approach to identifying, marketing, and servicing distinctive homes. We know that your experience while buying and selling your home is as important as the homes being bought and sold. That's why our affiliated agents are passionate about personalizing every part of your real estate experience to ensure that every moment is distinctive.
In this market, finding a home you love and actually closing the deal is a cause for celebration. And it all starts with a competitive edge from First Financial Bank. We'll get you pre-qualified fast so you can get your offer in first. We even offer programs with low down payment options and reduced closing costs. Plus, our friendly local team is always here to help. A bank that's ready to help you find a home and a reason to celebrate, however you choose to. That's First.
First! You're good at basement basketball.
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Welcome back to Knightline Live, brought to you by Astro Industries. And Rick, we're going to talk archery here, but this isn't your medieval knights William Tell archery.
No.
It's a whole different, it's not what you think it is. And so we've got two fine young people here that's going to explain this to us, as we are total novices on archery.
Well, we've talked a lot about it. We've
Yeah.
had Brian on several times over the last year. You know, we've sing the praises of his program all the time. Well deserved for them. But let me introduce. This is Casey Shepman, Jr., right?
Yes.
And Dakota Booker, also a junior. We talked earlier off camera. You only got one senior this year, so a lot of underclassmen. So Casey, let's start with you. First of all, folks, what you're going to realize, we have two bubbly personalities here in Casey and Dakota. It's awesome. So this is going to be a lot of fun. All right, Casey, first of all, how long have you been part of the archery program, and what brought you there? What was the interest? How'd you get there?
Well, I started in middle school. I want to say it was around 8th grade, 7th, 8th grade.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest, part of it was just because I wanted to be included in something.
Yeah, okay.
Like, because I wasn't a big sports person. I wasn't into football. I wasn't into basketball. I wasn't into volleyball. Like, all of the, main sports I wasn't really into, but I wanted to be a part of something. So he was like, I'll just give archery a try. And ever since then, I've just kind of stuck with it. I really like it.
All right. So what is the appeal for archery? Are you competitive? Do you like the competition? Talk about that.
I am definitely competitive.
Okay.
Because when I first started, let's just say I wasn't the greatest.
Okay. Yeah. You had to start somewhere.
I had to
right?
start somewhere.
Now you are.
And
you are the greatest.
Right. Like
the GOAT.
I am. So I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I got up to where I wanted to because I kept wanting to win. Like I'm not.
Okay.
Like I kept wanting to be at the top, and so I worked for it until I got it, and now I got it, and it's like. Now I don't want to stop.
Yeah, you want to stay there,
like
right?
I want to stay there.
You know, actually, Jerry, this is a good lesson here. Okay, we talked about this a little bit off the air. Is you got to set your goals high, right? I mean, or else you're never going to get there.
Right.
If you set your goals low, you might not get there either. But you got to shoot for the stars.
There's a difference between dreams and goals.
Yeah,
goals are obtainable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, Dakota, let's go to you. Again, you're a junior this year, right?
Now top this one. Top that, Dakota. Top that.
I'm going to tell you, normally when we have girls on the program, our ratings are sky high. So, Dakota, for all the guys out there, you got to deliver, okay? So, here you go. So, I'm going to ask you the same question. You know, when did you get started and what was the interest there? And
I started back in 7th, 8th grade. My cousin was doing it, and I thought it was really cool. My dad would talk to me about archery and how he liked bow hunting.
Okay.
Back then, and then I just kind of started and then stuck with it like Casey did.
Yeah.
And kind of hard to stop now. You know, you do it, and then you get attracted to it.
Or addicted is another word,
yeah,
right?
Addicted to it.
Okay, all right.
And then just keep doing it, and it's really enjoyable.
Now you guys win, all right? You have, I know over. Let's go to you, Casey. Okay. Since we've been we're not involved, but interested. You do the state tournaments, the Louisville tournament, and you've actually been to Daytona Beach. I mean, so what's the driving force behind that? You know, you want to continue to do that, I assume, right?
Yes.
I assume you like doing these things.
I do.
Right? Okay, so you want the motivation there. What keeps you motivated?
Improving.
Yeah.
I like I want to improve, so I want to keep going. Like I want to I motivate myself to keep going so that I improve more, because you can always do better.
Yeah.
You do good, but you can do better.
Okay.
So like I motivate myself to improve, and my friends help me with that. Like they keep me like, woo, like they keep me like happy.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'll get like sad and be like, this is annoying. I'm over this, and then they'll be bubbly and make me bubbly.
All right. Now, did you qualify for those like state tournaments and then on? Did you go to the Daytona Beach one?
I did in my freshman year.
Yeah. So how that had to have been a great experience.
It was so fun.
Yeah. I mean, here you are, a bunch of high school. You're a freshman at this time. Here you are in Daytona Beach. I don't know if your parents were with you or not.
They were not.
Your parents aren't with you. Here you are, off on your own. You're at Daytona Beach. What kind of experience was that?
It was definitely something, because I don't go on very many trips.
Okay.
And if I do, they're with my parents. So I was with my friends, and I was just kind of hanging out, and it was really relaxing, actually.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't expect a competition to be as relaxing as it actually was, because we were given a free day to just shop, swim, do whatever, and then we were able to shoot the next day.
Yeah.
So it was like a chill going into it, so you weren't so like stressed about it.
And you guys were serious about the competition. I mean, you did all the fun stuff, right? I mean, you might as well do some fun stuff while you're there. But you wanted to win, right?
I did.
You had that competitive side of you coming out, and you wanted to win. So, how about you, Dakota? Were you able to participate in some of these things? So talk about your experiences that you've had.
So, I've been everywhere. I mean, we shot state, Louisville for nationals, and then worlds in Florida. And when we went to Florida for the world tournament, it was so much fun.
Yeah.
I mean, we all just, for a few days, would hang around at the beach and the pool, and then we'd hang out and walk the strip. And then, also shooting, just that feeling that you're there with people from all across the world just shooting with you was really a good feeling.
Yeah.
I mean,
and these are huge venues, right? I mean, we're not talking just a few shooters like we have over here at the Ox Gym. Its place is huge, right?
There's like there's like 100 people, if not more, on just one wall.
Yeah.
Like there's so many people.
And are there more than one?
There's 2 people at one target.
Okay.
So that's like double it.
Yeah. These are big events, Jerry.
Okay, so now into my question here I always like to ask. And you're talking about how competitive you are and that there's people from all over the world. Do we ever have any trash talk going on?
we like to ask.
We like to bring this out. This is like the National Enquirer. We're bringing this out.
There can be. It depends. Because, like, I'm not going to lie. I trash talk some of my friends.
Oh, boy.
I'm not going to lie. I do. But then I'm also like, that was a good shot. Or you did really good. Like, I try to be positive and not make them like, oh, I did so bad. But also be like, I'm doing great.
Most of the trash talk stuff and this stuff is all in good humor.
Right.
But so Dakota, you got any experiences with that?
Give us some of your best trash talk.
So
Come on, Dakota.
The trash talk. I mean, I wouldn't. It's real playful. I mean, you'll say something like, "Oh, we're doing better than you," but everyone knows that it's just a joke, and we're here to just have fun and shoot and all be friends and come together and enjoy the sport of archery.
Well, on your team, you have a lot of team cohesiveness and team spirit, right? I mean, how does that happen? It just doesn't happen, okay? It's an effort.
Yeah.
And
I feel like you have to like want to have it to be able to have it, because if you don't have it, it's like it's not as fun.
Yeah.
I feel like you're not trying as hard because you're just kind of in it. When you want to be in it, you're like, oh, I want to like get higher on the like list. Like I want to be known in archery, because there's some people who just.
Yeah, it's an effort, right? You got to make an effort to be just like any basketball or football, because if it's not that way, it can go south in a hurry.
Right, like it's a team sport, but it can also be an individual sport. Because like if you're not individually trying hard enough, it affects everybody.
Right.
But I feel everyone on our team tries hard. Like everyone puts in the effort that they should be putting in, I feel.
All right.
And I also think Brian, Coach Brian, he definitely has been the one that has motivated us to act that way and be that way. I mean, he's the type of coach to keep you pushing and not to stop. And I feel like he's also part of the reason why we all still stick around with archery.
Yeah.
Is because, he motivates us too, and he gives us that motivation to just stick with it.
You don't lose a lot of kids from year to year, I don't think. They come back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And so that says a lot for Brian and the job they're doing.
Yeah, Dakota, you mentioned there was people from all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys get to meet some of the other team members that might be from Italy or Japan or whatever and interact at all with them?
Not a whole lot. We didn't really get to meet a whole bunch of people like from there. But I mean, it was just the thought that there were people there shooting from those places and that you could maybe like glance over and see them.
It's probably pretty chaotic.
Yeah. There's a lot of people, a lot of just things all over the floor, because there's a bunch of bow cases, a bunch of chairs, a bunch of sweatshirts just all over the place.
Yeah. They want you to buy stuff, don't
right,
they?
Yeah. They got me with that one.
There we go. So, Casey, what's I know you're a junior. I don't want to say only a junior, but you're a junior. Do you have any idea of where you want to head with your life?
I definitely want to get a scholarship for it, because I know our program does that. I've also thought about going to college for it. I just haven't exactly found anything yet.
Okay. what do you want to study? Any idea?
Not really.
You're only a junior.
I'm
you got
I'm
plenty
just
of time.
here.
Well, make sure your grades are good, okay? Keep your grades up.
Oh, my goodness.
And don't be in Jerry's classroom, okay?
I hope
We're gonna
not.
Stay out of
Yeah. Dakota, what about you?
I don't really have anything to pursue for archery wise, but you know, maybe for like a job or whatever, I'd like to do welding, you know.
Okay. Are you in the welding program by any chance?
Yeah.
You are? Okay.
In
all right.
Winchester.
So see our good friends at Astro Industries.
Yeah.
But seriously.
Yeah.
Because they're always looking for welders.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm in that, and then I'll get certified at the end of my senior year, and I'm hoping that I can carry that forward.
You'll have a skill
Yes.
with no student loans.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll go out and make money right off the bat.
Mhm.
That is awesome right there.
Absolutely. Well, Rick, you got anything for the good of the order
Well,
here?
I want to thank you guys for coming.
Thank you.
Normally we have seniors on, but you guys, we understand if you don't know what you want to do in college, but you got a path coming up, and so that's fantastic. You know, welding's a great thing to do. We put a lot of people through that program, and guess what? There's a job waiting for you. Probably pays a lot of money too. So nothing wrong with that. Casey, you're gonna figure it out.
I'll figure it
We
out.
know you are. Have you guys started already or practicing? Have you had meets yet? Or?
Yeah.
We have a meet December 13th.
Okay. All right. So it's coming up.
But it's, yeah.
But you guys go all the way through spring. You know, with the state and the nationals
Right.
and all that type of thing. So your season goes on and on. So
Yeah.
well, good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming. We appreciate you coming.
I would
Anybody you want to
also-
say hello to, by the way?
So archery, not only do I think that it just is teaching you to pull back a bow and shoot, something my dad always told me right before we had a meet is aim small, miss small. I've heard it in movies, you read it in books, and that is definitely something that I carry on every time he says that. And not only do I think that you can use that for just archery, but I mean, you can any sport or anything.
Or in life.
In life.
Life.
Yeah.
You know?
And just, you know, archery teaches you a lot of lessons, a lot more than just
How to hit a target.
how to hit a target.
Yeah, yeah. Well, words of wisdom from Dakota Booker right there, and we're going to end on that very high note, Jay, right there.
Well, I mean, and it will be, those words of wisdom will be on the internet for years and years and years, and people will look back at that. But that is true. I mean, and that's what you want sports and this stuff to do, is to teach you life's lessons before you get out there and learn life, and where it's harder out than it is here.
Definitely good preparation right there.
Absolutely. Well, hey, when we come back, we're going to have basketball super analyst Donnie Beatty with us tonight on Knightline Live. Harmon sheds are custom built to your specifications and needs. But wait, there's more. Harmon sheds build privacy fences, decks for your pool, beautifully designed decks for all around your home, and detached pavilions. Let Joe and the crew do all the work, so all you need to do is relax.
We're dedicated to great results just for you. Johnson Chiropractic.
So I recommend Dr. Johnson all the time over the years. Many people have come to Dr. Johnson for my recommendations. And if people live 50 miles away and they tell us they have this problem and they're going to have an operation, we say, no, go see our chiropractor, Dr. Johnson.
We're dedicated to great results just for you. Johnson Chiropractic.
This is Rick Fletcher. When my car needs repair, I take it to 715 Simharjan Parkway in Richmond, home of Knuckle Busters. With their ASE certified technicians, why would you go anyplace else? They repair domestic and imports, air conditioners to Z-bars. Knuckle Busters Auto Repair. Call 765-488-1470 and tell them to go Knights!
L&S Lumber Hardware and Supplies in Greens Fork. Walk into what a hardware store should be. Filled with Valspar paint, Red Ryder wagons, generators, old Milwaukee power tools, and DeWalt power tools. Animal feed, lawn and garden supplies. Make sure you ask about our pole barn packages. L&S Lumber Hardware and Supplies in Greens Fork.
We would love to invite you to Life Spring Students, our youth group at Life Spring Church that is just south of Northeastern on 27. We meet from 7 to 8:30 on most Thursdays, but the doors open at 6:30. You can grab some pizza or a snack from our cafe and then hang out with your friends until 7 p.m. At 7, our student band leads us in some worship through music, and we have a lesson from God's Word, the Bible. We then split into small groups based on grade and gender to apply what we have learned and pray with one another. Find out more at lifespring.tv/students.
Martin's Country Mart, US 27 Fountain City. Swing in and grab a coffee or a frazzle. Maybe a fountain drink at Martin's Country Mart. We also have all your favorite snacks, bottled drinks, and of course, sweet bakery items. Plenty of accessories for dinner. And don't forget the grill menu, covering lunch, dinner, and of course, the kids' favorite, pizza. Martin's Country Mart, Fountain City.
When it comes to your home, you don't just want the job done, you want it done right. At Nate Lee Remodel and Restoration, we believe your space deserves craftsmanship you can trust at a price that makes sense. From remodeling and restoration to custom trim work, interior painting, interior and exterior doors, or even that deck you've always wanted, every project is handled with care, attention to detail, and a personal touch. Call Nate Lee Remodel and Restoration, where quality meets character.
Welcome back to Knightline Live, brought to you by Astro Industries. And up next is, and I told Rick I was going to do this, is Don Beatty. Now, Don was the assistant coach up at Winchester with Chip Mahaffey. He was the head coach at Randolph Southern for a number of years, and he was the assistant coach here at Northeastern with Brett Ross for a number of years, and that continuity. And now he has come to the, well, he's left the dark side. He's come over here, and he is like the Knights Broadcasting's Dick Vitale.
Yeah, we pay him big money for that too.
Oh yeah, big money. So
I just
anyway,
signed a new contract.
Don Beatty, thanks for joining us.
It's my pleasure. I appreciate you guys giving me a ring and asking me to come up.
Well, basketball season is almost here, Don. We've got a lot of things we want to get your thoughts on here, okay? First of all, you've heard all about the conference realignment, all right? What are your thoughts on that, especially for a school like Northeastern?
Well, we can go a lot of different ways.
Yeah,
on
all right.
When, you go back to when I was coaching with Coach Mahaffey back in the 90s, and the conference was strong. The TEC was strong. I mean, Hagerstown was good. Lincoln was really good. Centerville was good. Union County was good. So winning the conference at that point was a huge challenge and a great accomplishment. And not to say that it's not now, but I think there's just so much more disparity now between the teams. And I don't know if that's come from the transfer rules or kids moving around more or what's caused it, but now it's like there's a couple at the top, and then there's a definite fall off between those other teams. And so for me, when I think about it, I wish it would have happened 10 years ago. I think it would have been good for us with some of the teams that we had over the course of the years to have played that little tougher schedule. Now, we play a lot of these teams anyway.
Yeah.
We played Delta, we played Connorsville, so we played Lapel, so, from that dynamic, we're still playing a tough schedule, but to have that challenge of, hey, winning that conference was always one of the goals on our board in the locker room. So, from that perspective, that's a much more challenging conference to win. So I think it's going to prepare you for the state tournament a little bit better. I think that's the idea behind it for all sports, especially basketball and football. But, for all sports, it's definitely going to do that. So, I think it's going to be a positive. We'll see how it plays out. It'll be an interesting start to the season next year.
Yeah. I just want to, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
I'm one, I want to battle every night. You don't want a foregone conclusion because I don't think anybody wins. What's the attitude of a coach or a coaching staff? Would they rather have a 8 or a 20 game schedule of battles every night, or what's the thought process?
I think as a coach, regardless of how hard you try to make that schedule tough, there's going to be a game somewhere on there where you're going to win by 20 or 25.
Yeah.
So you've got to be prepared for that, and you'll take those. You'll also gladly take those when they happen, and a lot of times it means you played really well. You can beat a good team that bad, and so it means you've had a really good night. But I think you want to make the schedule tough enough that it's preparing you, but at the same time, you don't want it to be over the top. You can challenge yourself too much. I think think back to the 2000 year when I was with Coach Mahaffey, and we went all the way to the state championship game and got beat in the state championship game. We lost our last game of the year to Fort Wayne South by 25 points.
Wow.
And we were trying to toughen up our schedule, but when we got done with that game and the state tournament starts the next week, we didn't know how the kids were going to react to it. So, there's times where, hey, you want to make it tough, but you also want to be realistic about it.
Yep.
And so, there's going to be games that are tougher, because maybe you didn't play well, but there's also going to be nights where you play your best and you get beat, and all those are learning experience. But I think you got to have at least 15 or so out of, what is it now, 22 games, 23?
Yeah, you can play 22.
Yeah. So I think you want to have 15 to 18 that are are going to be a real good challenge for you. So, but doing that's tough because you don't know what each school's going to have.
Well, and you're scheduling those games
well in
3
advance.
and 4 years out.
Yeah.
And what's good now may not be tomorrow.
But I think the consistency that you're going to see in this new conference is you can count on those games being a challenge, night in, night out.
Yeah, we see Delta always putting out a good.
Delta's
good
always going to
team.
have a solid team.
It doesn't matter who the kids they put out there too; they're always
sure.
going to be competitive. All right, I don't know how much you know, but we're going to test you now because the season's coming up. What do you see as far as the Tri-Eastern Conference? Who's the competitors going to be? And
I think the two that stand out are typically Northeastern and Centerville. I've heard some decent things about Winchester this year. So, I think those three are going to be probably your top of the class as they have been the last few years. So I don't know a lot about them, other than last year. I started a new position with Belden. I work from home now. I'm usually at my computer at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I don't get off of it till about 5. So, I'm not getting out and talking to Maurer and Tyler Moore. I haven't been up to practice yet. So, I know we're going to have a decent group of kids. We've got some good returners coming back with some, quite a bit of varsity experience. You look at Caleb Moore and Marshall Phillips and
Logan.
We're going to have some returning, minutes. But we also lost a lot of, a lot of minutes. So, how are we going to adapt to that? Where's our scoring going to come from? How are we going to defend? So a lot of unknowns. And I know this summer was a little bit more of a struggle than what we've had in the past. From talking to the guys, but I think they'll figure it out. It's a good group of coaches, a good group of kids, and I think they'll get it figured out.
Well, the one thing that always amazes me is you'll sit back and you'll go, man, we are good on this, we are good on that. And then you have that scrimmage and you go like, we are terrible at this, we are terrible at that. You know, and it opens your eyes.
Yeah, a lot of times the scrimmages will tell you things you didn't see in the 2 weeks of practice, the 6 weeks of fall conditioning, and the month of summer basketball in June. You know, you gotta focus on the key things, defense. You know, rebounding, turnovers. Those are the things that you can control night in, night out, and those are things that will keep you in games. That if your offense isn't clicking that night, those are the three things that can keep you in games. And so you got to focus on those, especially with a young team and a lot of unknowns.
I think Centerville is the defending sectional champion, and they got all their players back. It looks like they're going to be at full strength this year. They didn't start out the last year, but you got to probably consider them the favorite this year.
You probably would. Yeah, I mean, I think the way they finished the season last year when they got everybody back, I mean, they definitely went on a nice little run to complete the year. Played Park Heritage pretty well.
Yeah.
And you know, so you would have to consider them the favorite at this point, I think. But, you know, don't count out Coach Ross and the guys. And, you know, Winchester's always a tough place to play if you have to go up there. And, you know, Union County on a given night, who knows? You know, it's one of those things where you've got to be ready to play every night.
Well, the conference does have some tough places to play.
Yes, it does.
I mean, at Centerville is always tough. At Winchester is always tough. Northeastern is not an easy place to play at.
At Tri.
And Tri-High can be, if Tri-High has a couple kids, a rebound that can shoot, that's a tough place.
Yeah, it's a different gym. It's got a background to it. You know, it's got bleachers behind the basket, so it's a different background for kids to shoot at. So that's not always easy to do.
Well, another conference team that I'm kind of wondering about is Hagerstown. They had a lot of youngsters last year. Those guys are all growing up now, getting a little older, a little bigger, a little stronger. And then they got a new coach over there at Hagerstown. So
Hagerstown always has athletes too.
Yeah,
always,
they do. They were fairly successful in football this year. They went to the sectional championship. So should be interested to see how they keep building. You know, they've been down for a little bit, but these things go through cycles.
Yeah.
But I got to say this about Brent. He's been here a long time. How many victories does he have, Jerry? Any idea?
It's
225.
It's over two something, probably close to 230.
Yeah, somewhere in there. Because I remember the 200 was a couple of years ago when I was still coaching. So
it seems like no matter what the talent, and you've known Brent for a long time, Don, but it seems like Brent gets the most out of whatever players are available to him.
He does a really good job on the offensive side of the basketball. He really does. You know, and he's a good defensive coach too. But I know he was an offensive guy.
Yeah,
you know, in
he
high
loved
school,
to shoot.
He loved to shoot the basketball, and he'd tell you that still. But you know, so he focuses a lot on that, and he hands a lot of the defensive stuff off to the other coaches. But he's still involved in it. You know, he gets the final say, and that's the way it should be. But yeah, you know, he's going to maximize what he can get out of this group of kids like he does every year.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing that amazes me, and we talked about this on the broadcasts all the time. I'm sure Brent Ross was the one that was pushing the new rule of if there's a foul in the paint or anywhere inside the arc, it goes to the 3-foot spot at the lane. How many times the Knights score on that inbounds play?
We talked about it a lot last year. You know, we mentioned it that was one of our key focuses. That we run our inbounds plays every Thursday night. We go through every one of them, and we focus on making sure, especially those under the basket ones. You know, that's a great area to attack and catch somebody sleeping. And our guys have gotten 8 to 10 points a game historically over the last few years, and those are easy, cheap buckets to get.
Well, and it's also good to get a foul on their big.
Sure. Yeah.
That's another great thing because you're putting it right down there to them. They got to turn. Suddenly you got the contact, you got the foul, you got an and one, and then life is really looking good.
Well, and the other piece of that, Jerry, that's kind of interesting is we've run the same plays for 12 years.
Yeah.
But we run them well enough that if you execute, I don't care if you scouted them and your defense is pretty good. If you execute, there's always a second option. And our kids have done a really good job, and coaches have done a great job of putting them in that position.
In the old days at IU with Bob Knight proved that. They ran the same offense for 30 years, and they just executed.
Yep.
Leah, I want to put you back in the gym for a minute, even though you're not in the gym. All right, so they've gone through 1 week of practice, and they got another week of practice, and coming up Saturday, by the way, it's on our Facebook page. They'll be at Williamsburg Center again this year, playing Delta, kind of a traditional scrimmage, but expanded this year, Jerry. There's 8th grade games. What's going on? Tell us that.
Well, my understanding is we're going to have 7th grade, 8th grade, JV, varsity game, and all the proceeds are going to the Williamsburg Community Center, which Coach Detweiler's dad, I think, pretty much got the whole thing started years ago. And it's more of a remembrance to him. I don't want to say a memorial, but more of a remembrance, and also to help the community center out, because I mean, our wrestling team goes up there and uses the facility and all that. I think it's a way for us to get, to help give back and to promote having them.
Yeah, they've done a great job up there with that facility. I can remember, 30 years ago. I'm going to age myself here, but 30 years ago when I got out of high school, we played the Belden League there.
Oh yes.
And then there were a lot of guys from Winchester that get together, and we'd all pitch in $2 a piece, and we'd go get 2 hours at Williamsburg and play there. But it's in better shape now than it was then.
Oh yeah.
So kudos.
They've done a great job.
Kudos to them. Yeah.
Very nice.
So here's my question. All right, so they've been through summer ball, workouts in the fall. Now, second week of practice. What's the excitement level for these guys? They want to get going here.
Well, they're ready to go up against somebody else.
Yeah.
They've been beating on each other and banging on each other for, they got some games against other people in June, but then you go July, August, then you get into September, and you get 6 weeks of workouts before the season starts, and it's just you and, your teammates. So up and down the floor against someone else it's a big deal right now, and it's going to show you, where you're at. It's going to, like Jerry said, you're going to see some flaws in that scrimmage that you didn't have any idea that you had. But it's great from the perspective that now you've got time before that opening game to work on those things and further identify them.
Well, Don, you're coming back for another year. We're able to get you off the couch and in. So Don and Jerry will be, I'll tell everybody, Don and Jerry will be back for another season of Knights boys basketball, all the way through, as far as the Knights go, sectionals, maybe on to Rita, where as far as they go, you guys are going with them.
Looking forward to it, but the one thing I will say is that we only get 2 opportunities before the new year.
I know.
With the way that schedule plays out.
That's what I was telling Rick. I said, it's pretty light in December.
Yeah, it's light.
Yeah, well, I am working on another opportunity. I'll let you
know.
Oh,
okay.
So we'll see if it works. Might or might not, but we'll see. We always like to do one away game. Yeah. And we'll it's being worked on. Details to follow if it happens. So
keep me posted.
We'll leave it at that.
Well, we'll be at Cambridge Fieldhouse in a few weeks, taking on the Pacers. We might be able to beat them, too.
Right now.
Right now, the way they're playing. Coach, thanks for stopping by tonight. I mean,
my pleasure.
This is good, and I love working games with you because you bring an insight in that I think the average fan doesn't see.
I appreciate it.
Well, yeah, the beauty is he's been in the huddle.
Yeah.
Okay, so when there's a huddle, we want to know what's in the huddle, and he can tell us what's going on down there. So that's great, and we appreciate it. Don, thanks for coming. Hey, week from Wednesday.
Appreciate it, Jerry.
Thank you, man.
Week from Wednesday, Seton Catholic High School will be here, so we'll tip it off.
Looking forward to it.
All right, well, we'll be back in just a little bit or after these commercials on Knightline Live.
Holistic financial services and professional advice to help you manage and preserve your assets. Welcome to Private Wealth Management at Old National. Here, We provide financial planning and investment strategies from Old National Wealth Advisors and premier banking services from Old National Private Banking to help you plan for and tackle your broader financial needs. It's time to explore private wealth management at Old National. Learn more at oldnational.com/private.
Your school helps shape the person you become, opening your mind to new ideas and belonging to a community. Whether it's earning an advanced degree, joining the FFA, pushing your health and wellness, playing in the band, or playing on the field. It's a safe place where everyone knows your name, and a kid can be a kid. The halls of today filled with the leaders of tomorrow. Northeastern.
You've had a hard day at work, and all you want to do is sit in your lounge chair in the nice cool air? Then it hits! The AC's not working. The living room feels like the Sahara Desert. Call Reynolds Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. In just a short time, it'll be nice and cool. And then all you'll need is a sign that says, "No penguins allowed." Call 765-966-0994. Reynolds Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Proud sponsors of the Knights. Did someone say boom, baby? Call Scaretti Pyrotechnics at 765-977-2757. Scaretti Pyrotechnics has performances for birthdays, weddings, school athletic events, other occasions, and of course, the 4th of July. Scaretti Pyrotechnics are proud supporters of Knights Athletics. Boom, baby! Smith, McQuiston, and Webster Funeral Home has proudly served the Fountain City area since 1886. From the time you walk up the steps, Funeral Director Keith Webster's goal is to carry forward the legacy of personal service established by the Smith and McQuiston families. Using modern technology and good old-fashioned attention to detail, we will strive to earn your confidence in us by treating families the way we think we would want to be treated. Smith, McQuiston, Webster Funeral Home. Rick, thank goodness somebody called timeout because I am hungry.
I'm starved, Jerry. Hey, with 3 different Richmond locations and 1 in Hagerstown, there's a Subway sandwich shop near you.
And you can always order off the app for curbside pickup. The drive-thru's always open, and the way that I prefer it, I just like to walk in.
Here's your sub.
Listen, Subway, eat fresh.
Go Knights!
Welcome back to Knightline Live, brought to you by Astro Industries. And so, no show next Monday.
It's Thanksgiving week.
So I might be a turkey coma by Monday night.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But I'll have to get out of it for the boys basketball game on Wednesday.
Yeah. Opening night for the boys.
We'll have that. We're playing Seton, so we'll have both games on there, and we'll be on the air about 10 till 6, something like that, probably. And our next Nightline will be December the 1st,
right,
7 o'clock, so that's 2 weeks from tonight. So hopefully you'll join us for that. And
tomorrow night you got girls basketball.
Tomorrow night's girls basketball at home here with Oldenburg. Get out to the game. If you can't, we'll have it on the air for you. You can watch on all the angles and excellent play-by-play and color analyst. Brian Maurer will be with us tomorrow night on that. So we're working and making things better or worse. I don't know.
We're trying our best.
But so I think for Aiden Crane and For Rick Fletcher, I'm Jerry Middleton, and we wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, with your family and your friends, and be safe out there. And for everybody, it's been a good night.